Musashi!
Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Brave Fencer Musashi, aka Brave Fencer Musashi Den, for the Sony PlayStation 1, and hopefully, if everything goes well, this should be number 450 as far as the amount of Let's Plays that I've done is concerned. So this is one that I played in high school, back when I was in 8th grade. I did get a PlayStation 1. I got mine as late as 1999. Up until then, I had an N64. I had a Saturn, but it stopped working, probably due to the disk drive, more than likely. And it seemed like everybody was giving the PS1 a chance compared to the Saturn. And by 1999, I actually had a PS1. Right around the time that people and game magazines and even the internet itself were all talking about the PlayStation 2000, which would later become the PlayStation 2, aka the PS2. And I'd eventually get one of those as well. Anyway, Brave Fencer Musashi. It's by Squaresoft before it became Square Enix. It's a nice little, simple, top-down RPG for the platform, for the PS1. And when I was a kid and I got my PS1, I did get a demo disc with several games on it, and this was one of the games that there was a demo for. And I played all of the 3 routes, the easy route, the medium route, and the hard route. And it wasn't long before I got the full game and decided to play through that as well. So, without any further ado, let's see if I can play through this and actually get everything, because I never was able to get everything back in high school, and I want to change that. Now you can continue from a save game, and yes, you can save your game, but we can start a new game, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
Let's do it!
There doth be no effect. Thee shalt find it out whereabouts soon.
They were waiting for the king's absence to attack.
Like, why is the Bicho type so large? Does this mean?
It is eminently necessary that you perform Hero Summon.
Oh, we can finally meet him, the lovely and handsome Brave Fencer Musashi.
Princess, please resume your assignment.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, he's here! Our gracious hero, Brave Fencer Musashi.
He's rather small. This will not do.
It must have been too large of a task for the princess.
Hey, wait! Like, do you think I'd actually make a mistake? Have you guys seen the real Sir Musashi?
No, we haven't.
Then maybe the real Sir Musashi is this puny little thing.
What the? Who did you say was puny? And why are you guys wearing such stupid costumes?
Stupid costumes? Take that back, you little turd!
Please, princess, Sir Little Turd, calm it down.
The name's Musashi, you geezer.
Oh, pardoneth me. We doth have a request for thou, Sir Musashi.
You're not serious, are you? It's too much of a chore for this little lad.
If the princess summoneth him, he must doth be a credible hero.
What do you guys want? Let me go home. I'm busy, you know? Can someone get me a palanquin?
You've been summoned to save our world, so you can't go back to your world until you save ours. Isn't it just a shame? And you will remain in this world until the absorbed Bincho energy from the summoning disappears.
What do you mean I have to save this world? And I'll die if that what's-it energy disappears? Ha!
There doth not beeth enough time. You must immediately head forthwith to Spiral Tower.
They would definitely be prowling about the area looking for Lumina. Thus, please take this with you. It's called Fusion.
Hey, pretty cool looking sword.
Fusion has surpassingly miraculous powers. When it pierces an enemy, it absorbs and assimilates its abilities. Next, it and the ability comes back to you to utilize.
It's called Assimilate.
Assimilate? Sounds cool. Thanks, pal. It'll come in handy. By the way, what's this huge sheet and this note?
That's Lumina's sheath. We want you to go to Spiral Tower, which is like right behind the castle. The Sword of Luminescence, Lumina, is on the roof. That note will show you how to get there.
Okay, so I need to get Lumina, right?
That's right. Our world can have peace when we have Lumina and the 5 scrolls. And if you're the real Musashi, you can get Lumina. We're counting on you, you know? Huh? Ripson? Where's Musashi?
He doth be waked, princess. Impatient doth he be.
Chapter 1, The Journey Begins.
Shoot! Why do I have to do this? What the heck? I'll get Lumina, and then I'm out of here.
And from here we now have control of the game. In the lower left-hand corner you have the speed gauge. You build that up when you hold R1, which can also be used to block. And we'll be able to do stuff with that after, momentarily. I don't know why I was going to say the word afterwards, but yes, we are going to utilize that momentarily. The closed eye in the lower left-hand corner, that will come to play a little later. To the right of all that is our HP and BP. HP is obviously your health, while BP, or Bincho points, act as your magic. In the lower right-hand corner, you have your current amount of money. You start with 1,000, but you'll definitely be able to get more. The word fusion, that shows your current ability, and I'll go into that momentarily. And below that is the current day number, as well as what day of the week it is. I'll go into that momentarily because, well, time isn't going to move in any sort of way yet. And of course there's a picture of Musashi in the lower right hand corner, all the way in the lower right, I'll also mention that when the time comes. And if you press start to pause, you get to turn the controller vibration on and off. You can turn the voices on and off, I believe. You can set the volume for background music and sound effects, and you can switch between stereo and mono for the sound types. Musashi. Let me look at my notes because I actually, in my notes I mean Wikipedia, because I went straight to the article on my phone. Miyamoto Musashi, born Shinmen Takezo, born circa 1584, passed away 13 June 1645, also known as Miyamoto Benosuke and by his Buddhist name Niten Doraku, was a Japanese swordsman, strategist, artist, and writer who became renowned through stories of unique double-bladed swordsmanship and undefeated record in his 62 duels. Next is 33 by Itosai. Musashi is considered a Kensei, sword saint of Japan. He was a founder of the Niten Ichiryu, or Nito Ichiryu, style of swordsmanship, and in his final years authored the Book of Rings, known in Japan as Gorin no Sho, and The Path of Aloneness, known as Dokodo in Japanese. This is who the Musashi character is based on, and I will mention other stuff when the time comes. So, with that out of the way, let me close out of Wikipedia on the phone here and then get back to the game. So we move around in 8 directions. We can block with R1. We can hold L1 to walk as opposed to run. And we can just walk in any direction. X jumps, and square lets you strike with fusion. We need to destroy these enemies. Throw them into the side as possible. When you defeat enemies, you'll be able to get coins. The bigger they are, the more they're worth. You can also get health, as well as BP or Bencho points. Of course, you need to be able to walk to where the things that the enemies drop are in order to get to those things. And I don't know about you, but one, I would like to do this without getting shot. And I like to get this health too. And you're back apparently. And you just gave me a bunch of coins and I went to get that. The green coin is the smallest and it's worth 10, while the big gold coin is the biggest and is worth 500. You'll be seeing the copper and, well, maybe not copper, but definitely bronze coins a lot more often than anything else. And you'll also see these enemies popping up every so often. You don't want them to hit you. Also, you want to move into these rocks to push them because that's the only way to get past them. And when these guys show up, well, I thought they were going to show up, but, well, in case they show up to push that, you actually want to run away from it and then jump in order to easily jump away from it. The red guys have the swords, while the blue guys have the guns. And you definitely want to wait for the enemies to stop attacking before you attack them. If you go right up to an enemy and press square, you can throw them. And, well, actually you can grab them first. And if you press square again while you have an enemy grabbed, then you can throw them. Also, you want to watch out for enemies that will push the columns here, because you will get flattened and lose 10 hit points if you get hit.
Shoot, it's too far to jump. Huh? Hey, I know! I'll use fusion to get his abilities!
Assimilation. Hold the R1 button until the speed gauge is full. Then press the square button to throw fusion. When it pierces the enemy, rapidly press the square button until the assimilation gauge is full. When it's full, you'll receive the ability. If you don't fill it up in time, you will still obtain the Bincho power. In other words, you'll absorb BP from them and take it as your own. Now, do a test run. So you hold R1. Once it's filled up and flashing, keep holding R1 while you press square. And when it latches onto an enemy, fusion does, keep mashing square, and when you fill that gauge up so that it's all green, you'll get whatever the enemy had. The blue soldier with the gun gives you gunshot. Press the circle button to shoot telekinetic bullets. In case you have an ability, you can press circle to use it. Beware, abilities cost BP to use, as you'll soon see. Can do rapid fire and sweep shots. One shot consumes 1 BP, so it works like a machine gun, and the more you fire, the more BP you will use. Thankfully,
What a cinch. I'll use gunshot to hit those logs and...
thankfully you can get that BP back. And let me see. If I can do this. And also get some health back too. I want to show off other things that I can, you know, get. If you absorb this guy, you'll get stun. Press the circle button to paralyze the enemy. Consumes 4 BP. And when you do that, you'll be able to stun an enemy. Now, if you absorb this plant, you will get perfume. I believe this is the only time you can get perfume in the entire game. An aromatic barrier that reduces damage. Consumes 2 BP. I thought maybe it would heal me, but I guess not. I want to get gunshot back because I'm going to need that later. And you'll see why. Eventually. Also, I like to do this and actually get some health. If I can. There's some health. Might as well go ahead and get it. And there's some more money. Might as well get that too. I want to see if I can get some health where I'm going. I'd like to do that. If you get a red glow from hitting an enemy, that means you just got a critical hit. Critical hits are obviously going to do more damage than regular hits. And I'll go into more detail about those eventually. For now, I can't believe I got those enemies to not show up. That was really weird. For now, I want to go over here. And now we're going to get a bunch of enemies to show up. Are any of you going to give me health? No? Okay. And I was trying to get that guy to fall down over here, but I guess that's not happening. And we just need to destroy this statue with fusion in order to get it out of our way so we can get over here. And once we do, we'll be in the next section.
This is Spiral Tower? But where's the tower? Where's that note I got at the castle? Let's see. The path will not open unless you sacrifice a warrior. Maybe those statues have something to do with it.
And they do. So you need to destroy the 4 statues. And as you do...
Hey, something's under this statue. Give it a stomp.
You'll uncover switches. As you do this, though, this statue head will keep shooting these little laser sights at you, and if you're on them when they explode, you take damage. And apparently that hit me after I activated that switch, so therefore I took damage. If you're standing on the symbol that this thing shoots out while a switch is being activated, the explosion won't actually hurt you. Like so. Once you activate all 4 of these switches, you'll finally bring up Spiral Tower, which you were told to go up in order to get Lumina. And from here, you need to run down this edge here, this little platform, and you'll eventually start traveling up the tower. Now, once you reach a certain height, you won't fall off the edge. You want to stay on the outer side, then the inner side, and then you want to jump over the spiky column. That's how you avoid everything on the way up. And at this point, you won't fall off the edge here, so don't worry about it. Also, it is never revealed who keeps sending all these things at you. If you keep going to the right from here, you'll just loop around back to where the end of this path was, and you'll eventually loop back to this door.
Someone turn on the lights. Where is this place? When the guardian flame is blanketed with darkness, a light will lead you above. Whatever.
So we need to make our way up the tower, and we need to be careful because aside from the evil soldiers that we've been fighting this whole time, we're also going to have to deal with bats. Thankfully, there is a way to deal with them. Well, first off, you want to jump up here to get over here. If you hear the squeaking of bats and 3 bats showing up, be ready to shoot gunshot at the bats. This makes it a little easier to get health and even Bincho points. Like, I managed to luck out and get a bunch of... money and health and Bincho points just by doing this. And you can also use your sword in case you want to be on the safe side while doing this, which is something that I can recommend doing. And I am throwing you off of this ramp because I don't want to deal with you.
Blanketed with darkness. Does it mean to put out that flame? Hey, I know! If that bell drops onto the flame, it'll go out!
Also, if it wasn't obvious enough, you also want to avoid being shot at by the blue guys on the ropes while you're making your way up here. Like, I got hit right there, which was annoying. Very annoying. And I should have used gunshot there. Shows what I know. I should definitely be following my own advice. Now, you need to get to the top, and there is a guy with a gun here. In case you need to absorb gunshot off of somebody, you can do it here. But we already have it, so we can just... Well, he does keep coming back, so that's nice. We can just stand here, face this way, and then use gunshot to shoot the rope down. That causes the bell to fall on the fire. and we open the path forward. And from here you can walk past the doors and you can teleport to the next area.
Whoa! It's so high up here. Whoops! Don't have time to be scared. Finally, Lumina, you're mine.
And now we have all these enemies popping up, and we're going to have to deal with them. And there's also this panel that we can walk on. The barrier is lifted when the plate comes into contact with a living being. We disable the barrier, we can get Lumina, but we can't do it ourselves, so what are we going to do here? Well, for one, we need to absorb one of these guys. And then we can get stunned. Now we need to lure one of these enemies onto the pressure plate, and then we can get Lumina. When Musashi tells you to jump, he's not kidding, because the spiral tower path is acting as a wall there, and if you get stuck on it, you will get crushed by this statue head. Now, you need to move left and right, and be ready to jump when Musashi tells you to. Do not run in the rocks. Enemies are okay, you'll just move past them. But rocks like these, you do have to watch out for. And these little columns that are on the ground too, you don't want to run into those. And that log, that also gets in the way. And you really want to jump there, because if you fall in the water, you are starting this whole part over. Also, there are 5 rocks near the end. They just alternate between sides. And now we're in the castle!
Princess? Hey, who are you?
I'm Root Trick, and you're
Musashi!
Musashi? You're the summit hero? You're pulling my leg. Now, y'all give me Lumina, won't ya? If you do, y'all get this little lady in exchange.
Yeah, right. You wish, pal. Let go of the princess.
Y'all being fooled! Them there flames can't be put out easily.
Shoot, I'm sweating buckets here. What should I do?
Like, what are you saying? Use Lumina!
Oh yeah!
Lumina rotation. Hold the R1 button until the speed gauge is full. Then press the triangle button to do a spinning attack. If successful, you will assail many nearby enemies. Now, do a test run. So, that little circle down at the lower left, that eye is now open and it contains Lumina. It tells us, hey, you have Lumina now. It will also come into play with other things later on. For now, though, let's just do what the game asks, and
I got you now, Rudrick.
All right, Lumina! Musashi, just hurry up and bash this hunk of lard. Ugh.
Aw, shucks! Shut up, you dumb gal, or else y'all gonna get a licking. See y'all later, Musashi. Have yourself a nice day.
What the? Hey, wait! Whoa! What's that? Holy smokes! Wow, that's huge!
And now it's time for our first boss, the Steam Knight of the Thirstquencher Empire.
Come on! You're history, pal!
So we need to attack those legs, but we also need to avoid getting burned by the steam. And the only way that the steam stops coming out is after the little ball and chain has been thrown down. The ball and chain will do 10. And the steam itself will do 5. Also, every so often, chandeliers will fall, and you'll have to avoid those as well. And after you weaken one of the legs, you'll be able to cause this green crystal to come out of the Steam Knight here. And you can attack it to do a whole bunch of damage. I recommend using Lumina because you can do more damage for strike. And once you bring that health meter for the Steam Knight in the upper left hand corner all the way down, you can go up to where you struck the little crystal, press square to lift him up, and then press square again to throw him through the wall. Now it's time for the second phase. Don't get too close to him unless you want to get smashed. If you hear 2 swoosh noises, he crushed a column. And if he grabs a column like this, you want to go all the way to the side to avoid being hit by it. And when you fully weaken a leg like that, yeah, you'll be able to take out your anger on the crystal. And apparently this seems to work better if you jump away as opposed to run away. Like, you're more likely to get hit by the ball and chain if you don't jump, which took me a little bit of effort to relearn. Still taking me a little bit of effort to relearn. It's been years since I played this game. Like, I jumped right there, and that actually made it easier. Now I've weakened both of these legs, and therefore I can knock this guy all the way back, pick him up. You have to be moving towards him, actually have a hole up and right for that to work before you can grab him. And now you want to watch the shadow here and will not get crushed for one. And whenever the green crystal pops up, that is when you want to hit it. Sometimes this guy will crush buildings. Sometimes he'll hit you with the ball and chain. And thankfully the game does let you start over in case you lose all your health, which you shouldn't. Yeah, I almost misjudged it there. Thankfully you can see this thing's shadow, so you can tell where it's going to land. And he has nothing to smash, so he's just going to go for me both of those times. And yes, he does go where he's been going all this battle. This always happens. And he's eventually going to land there. and I can take care of him for good. Hopefully. Yeah, you want to pay close attention to where the shadow is, so that way you know where he lands. And once he's down for the third time, he's down for good. Pick him up and throw him. You're done with the Steam Knight.
Hey, you forgot something! That's what you get when you're trying to mess with me! Oh, almost forgot. I wonder where that idiot root trip took the princess.
And from there, while he is in thought, Musashi falls asleep. And from here, we can now save our game. And we have 4 files to play around with. I'm just going to put this in file 1 because I can. Save data. And would you like to resume play? Well, we will. But that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time where we see what happens after we defeat the Steam Knight. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!